It is a sterling day. Temperatures low 80s. Humidity is not even a factor. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I saw a bunny rabbit the other day. I guess that's all I've got to say about that. And just the one of them. I guess it's not all I've got to say about it. There's one of them in the yard. Saw just the last end of him as he disappeared down Appaloosa Slope. That's a good name for it. Why have I been struggling to come up with a name for that? Sitting out by the woodshed yesterday. Hardly any wind, unlike now, sorry. I feel like I'm staggering. Well, this camera is too heavy. I gotta hold it. 2 nights ago, went out on the front steps overlooking Appaloosa Slope. I heard a cricket. Oh, yes. It's one of those things I forget about from year to year. And there was just a single one creaking and cricketing away. And last night, there were more than one. Oh, geez, look how low that is. Wow. Last night I woke up at 3 o'clock. Got up because, I don't know why. Got up, I think I had to pee. So as I'm staggering toward the bathroom, I'm becoming aware very quickly of lightning flashing. Continuous. Oh, yes. I had left the front door open. Well, I'd left all the doors open, but the front door is subject to being rained in, facing west. And I went out to the kitchen where I set my phone, turned it on, went to AccuWeather, radar. Holy crap! Oh, wow! Huge masses of rain on the radar. The one south of us was literally half the size of the state of Minnesota. And there was another cell or monstrosity to the north of us, about a third of the size of Minnesota. They were moving east ever so easily, gradually. And we were between them, high and dry. And there was nothing west of us, so this was our chance. And we got nothing. The lightning flashes I was seeing can be attributed to a heat lightning phenomenon, which is not an accurate term, but most people know what heat lightning is. You're seeing the flashes because of high humidity, and it's being transmitted from the humidity, and you see it from miles away. The cell to the south of us was literally 10 miles south. That's where the top edge of it. If my nose is my house, this massive bit was just below us. And you know what I felt like was a little kid standing in his front yard on a beautiful summer day. The good humor man drives up in his truck, and kids come running from all over the neighborhood, and they get in line, and he's serving up ice cream and candy and all manner of sweet treats, and they're all for free for certain children. And they were all certain children except me. Here I am standing, panting with need and excitement, 20 feet away from these kids, well, maybe 30 feet, from these other kids who are getting all of the wonderful goodness from the good humor. And I was not in good humor. I was so bereft and so feeling left out, excluded. I know it's a funny, maybe not so funny comparison, but that's what I felt like. Come on, we finally have a huge amount of rain. And then I hear on the radio this morning, they're giving the inch amounts, 2.1 inch down southwest of us somewhere, inch and a half, 3/4 of an inch, and we got nothing. Oh my God, how can God do that to me? It's not funny. She hates me. She hates the bog. She wants to see the bog die. So I went and peed, walked around the dark house being resentful of the good children who are getting, at this very moment, these wondrous gifts. And they're outside dancing in the rain, and I'm cooped up in a dry house. I left the front door open. Be that way. Trying to sound like an ethnic mother. Poor me. You never call or visit or bring me good humor treats. You never do that for me. I wondered early on how these baby birds relieved themselves, defecated and urinated in the nest. I mean, what a mess. No, that's not how it goes. I caught on after a few days of watching that mama or daddy brings them food, jams it down their gullets, and almost instantly, or just a matter of seconds later, the baby bird sort of rears up and forward, and she leans down. She's on the edge of the nest. She leans down into the nest at the baby's behind, and almost instantly out pops a little white thing. She grabs a hold of it with her beak, holds it, and flies off. And I saw this half a dozen times, so it's a real thing. Somehow the babies produce this sack of their waste, and she carries it off, so it's not making a mess in the nest. And when they were gone, I went and looked in the nest, and yeah, it's clean as a whistle. Well, there's another word or phrase. What does that mean? Where did that come from? What is clean as a whistle? Nonetheless, there is intelligence going on there. Those sorts of intelligences are going around us every moment in the natural world. Some call it, well, it's instinct. That's a throwaway word. It doesn't mean anything to anybody, but people say, it's just instinct. Okay, well, and then you move on. Your eyes glaze over, and it doesn't answer. The answer I've got going on is there is intelligence going on in this natural world every moment, infinitely. The baby bird didn't think to himself, okay, now I have to create a waste sack so that mom can reach down and pick it out of my behind as it's falling out, and then she can fly away and dispose of it. I don't think the baby bird thinks that. And I don't think the mom has taught the baby bird how to do that. So how does that happen? It's the intelligence that we are living with and among. Some people call that God. I don't call it God. Somewhere in the Bible I read so many years ago when I was into religion, there's a verse that goes something like, he with ears let him hear, he with eyes let him see. And what that is telling me, and I guess that's the point of the verse, is we can see the intelligence of God, quote, unquote, by observing. Yeah. I don't have any more answers than that. You don't come to me saying, well, what about this and how do you explain that? Can't. Just one other quick example. A hexagon. It is the most efficient design for strength and for space utilization. How did the bees, the honeybees, figure that out? They've been doing it longer than we've been around. How does a beaver know how to build a dam? Ever looked at a beaver dam? Oh my God. That's not instinct. Getting out of the house. Out of the house. And peeing. Let's see how the deer fly population is holding up. Every day that goes by, I'm fooled into thinking, oh, they're all gone. No, they're not. Looks like we got mosquitoes here too today. It's about 83 right now. Low humidity. Wonderful. We still have, I guess, smoke coming down from Canada. The morning sun today was golden orangey. Not the sun itself, but the light it was casting on the woodsheds as it rose above the treetops. So it was about an hour after sunrise, so it was not that early morning orange. Even now it's orangish light, but I don't smell any smoke, so maybe I do a little bit. I've been working on episode 106, May 7th, and onward. He says, now who came in here and turned around? Well, somebody was being very thoughtful, realizing that this is a private residence. So good for them, I guess. Oh. Ooh. That's who it was. I think the mail person. This is my new mouse. Last week I was working along and suddenly I had weird things happening as I was working. Things were jumping around and being selected that I didn't want selected. I finally, after half an hour of going back and forth and having this happen more and more, I said, nah, something's not right. So I found a backup mouse that I had acquired years ago at the college library when I worked there. Somebody had left it behind and it was there for weeks, so I said, all right, I'm gonna take this. Sort of an elaborate mouse with lots of blue LED lights. It was a gaming mouse and heavy. But it got me through until I could order a new simple mouse. Oh, that's too bad. That's a real shame. Well, in a way it is for the butterflies, but lack of water. And there's a treat for Suki. Very ripe. It came right off. Sit. Yeah, lick your lips. Okay. Whoop. Go get it. Yeah, the good girl. Yeah, wait. So I went online to good old B&H. It's here. I was looking at the bumblebees working by those weedy tall wildflowers that had tipped over a few days ago. And once again, the number of bumblebees at any given moment, a couple dozen at least, actively working. Oh, look at all the raspberries. Lots and lots of them for Suki. Well, I had to look up, where do frogs and turtles go when a pond dries up? They head for the forest, dig a hole and bury themselves there and wait it out. Glad they don't just die off. That'd be kind of unintelligent, wouldn't it? It isn't like this is the first summer in the history of the world we've had a pond dry up. It sure is an experience. I'm trying not to be depressed about it, like this is the end of the world. Well, it's the beginning of the end of the world, I think, unless we instantly stop spewing carbon into the air. That's my minor rant of the hour. Here in the north of Minnesota, we are quite lucky, I think, because they are in the middle of a major heat wave in southern half of Minnesota. Heat index up over 100 in most locations. High humidity. And we are about, I think, 83 here today, and humidity is very comfortable. And they're saying for tomorrow even worse for southern Minnesota. We're going to be about the same. So thank goodness for that. How can it be that this little side pool was full? The video episode 106, I believe, that was from early May. So I guess that's 2.5 months ago already now, but this is full. Full. Right up to the brim. So how can so much water evaporate? None of it has been draining away. The outlet has been plugged for all this year. So this vast amount of water that's evaporated, is this some of the rain that fell on China last week? I haven't heard wolves for 3 or 4 months now. Are you full of mud? No. So that gives me a little bit of comfort, not having heard the wolves. From last winter, I was hearing them on average every week, only at night. She's got supper on her mind. So I'm going to be contrary. She always wants to run off down this way. Now she's gone that way, so I'm going to fool her. Not for long. There's two of them. Landed on my shoulder. We can't have life on the bog without rain, water, moisture, growing things, thriving, flourishing, living. As much as I've decided to let the natural wildflowers and plants thrive on their own during this drought, well, I need say no more. I'm sure loving the flowers, though. So are the bees. Oh, man. Bumblebees by the dozens. I do believe there's rain coming at us from that direction. Oh, look at those clouds moving. I could safely and fairly refer to this as the summer of discontent. Heavy sigh. I'm doing that a lot. Unintentionally. Well, I just came out to take Suki for a walk. It's late afternoon. Came out of the house. It's not bad at all. Well, yes it is. It's hot, uncomfortable, very high humidity, and it's 85 degrees, which shouldn't be that bad, but then an hour ago I got an alert from National Weather Service, or whatever service it is that alerts us. We've got another terrible air quality alert beginning today around 6 p.m. and going until Friday. This is Wednesday. Smoke coming down from Canada again, from Manitoba and Ontario, following a cold front down here. We just can't be outside this summer. I'm so tired of it being summer and I can't be out. I was really looking forward to tomorrow going over and begin sectioning up the birch trees that brother-in-law took down for me. I was going to go over today, but it was going to be raining, rainy, high humidity and warm. I put that off, postponed it until tomorrow. It's going to be in the 70s, but we have high alert for poor air quality. God, just can't get out and be out. Suki's watching what I'm doing, I'm sure. Because she knows if I'm reaching like this, there's a beautiful one back in here. Yeah, it came right off. Means it's nice and ripe. And the whole summer seems to be going in that trend. I can't, oh, come on. we can't be outside. It's either really uncomfortably warm. I can't work in this kind of humidity. Oh yeah, beautifully ripe. What are you doing? You knocking them around for me? Are you? Sit. Ah, they're good. Well, that one's not ripe. To heck with it. That one's ripe. And I know I'm complaining, but I feel justified in complaining. Well, lack of rain, I mean, that's a major hit right there.